Okay, so today we are doing day 41 and it's an introduction to HTML. So I've done something like this before in the past, so I am going to show you how someone who's done it before can still make a lot of mistakes. So here's what we're going to do. This is our reference, right, to what we want the content page to look like. So as you can see, I've created a new folder, day 41, an HTML file with an HTML tag with open and closing, with an indent, with a header, open and closing, and a body. So these are our typical 3 sections of an HTML page. And there, now you can see all of it. And basically what we've been asked to do is do an H1, H2, H3, and a list of our favorite movies. So here's what we'll do. H1, the best movies according to Rachel. Okay, so that'll be our title. Our second one, H2, looks like there's a non-breaking space here. There might be a hanging indent naturally, but we will have to double check in the browser and in reference. So my top movies of all time. 3 top, looks like she did not want that capitalized, but hey, that's all right. All right, and then we have, there's a line break here.
Code to your hard content using every.
Right, so we'll look up how to do that. Paragraph, or we call it section. Right, there's our first movie. We don't have a picture, so I don't know why it auto-completed there, but that would be pretty cool. Shawshank Redemption, pretty good, huh? Alright, let's put that there. Alright, H3. If these were numbered, we would use a UL. Second movie, The Godfather, that's a great one, and The Dark Knight, awesome. Heath Ledger, my favorite. Alright, and then it looks like under each of these she's added some sentences. So for a paragraph, great, it's already auto-completing what these movies are about. So let's take advantage of that. And this last one, P, an intense movie about a superhero. Don't know why I added an extra bracket there. We don't need it, so let's delete it. There we go. Second mistake. Okay, and then let's get rid of this and call save, and then let's preview this in the browser. And we can do that by finding where it is. Day 41. And then look, our default browser is Firefox. There you go. So as you can see, we have the best movies, top 3 movies. We don't have that section break. So I think we want the style of an underline on the bottom. Let's see. In HTML above a section. Horizontal line, the HR tag. Well, that's very helpful. HR. Let's try HR and see what that does. Oops. HR. Horizontal. Save. and then refresh our page. And there it is. Nice. And that's it. Okay, so day 42. Today we are creating a recipe page. And if we take a look at the instructions, in the first section, we've created a boilerplate. And then we are going to create a list of elements, nesting indentation, anchor elements, and maybe even adding images. So this final project here talks about a birthday invite website, so we'll be doing 2 different web pages. All right. So reviews. I've done what? Copy. Huh. Specifically here. Evaluate the tabbed code. There we go. Okay. The next part that we are going to work on is our instructions. So I'm making a section for each so that later we can use a linked heading or a navigation at the top so that you can go to each section. This will be ingredients. Excuse me, because we were talking about food, I ended up making myself lunch. Don't forget to eat lunch if you are having lunch too. Or it's about time to eat, go ahead and pause and take a break. Right. Great. Not sure why that's replacing, but here we go. Done. Okay. Did I spell that right? Hope so. There we go. Ingredients section is done. Okay, so now let's do an instruction. We want an ordered list for this one. Go. And OL stands for ordered list. This will give us, oh, is it guessing? Place Preheat the skillet. Yep, that's the good one. In a mixing bowl, put them all together, slightly lumpy. If desired, fold into your fruit, and then lightly grease the skillet. We should probably put oil in there. Cooking oil of choice, right? It's okay. If I spelled choice correctly. It's okay. Another mistake. See, this is just overwriting. Must be a setting. All right. So we grease it and we do about a minute or two on each side. Form on the surface. That is the trick. I'm going to emphasize this. Gosh, this autocomplete really is messing with my cursor. So, strong. Okay. Bubbles on the surface. Strong. Okay. Let's see how that looks. We go back to our page and we do a quick refresh. You'll see now we have, oh, we forgot to even put the title of the instructions. Let's change that. But now you can see this is strongly advised to wait until the bubbles are appearing before you flip it. One section that we can copy on over is this line and put it here for instructions. Great. So we have that, and then our last one is enjoy and eat. Oh, if you want to also put the toppings, fresh fruit or yogurt. So we also want to put that here so we don't have to go looking for it when we do our grocery shopping, right? We want to make sure we have maple syrup before we make pancakes, but optional. Maple syrup, yogurt, fresh fruit, or honey. That's the only way to eat it. All three, honey. Okay, so now we have our pancake recipe. Do we want to add pictures? Oh, wait, first, let's see what it looks like. As you can see, now we have instructions, we have ingredients, we have 2 optional ingredients, and we serve it warm. It looks like we need to close off that strong. Oops. Right? Close off that strong with a forward slash. There you go. Save. And then that second line will no longer be bold. There you go. Bubbles on the surface. Hey, looking pretty good. Okay, so the second part of day 42 is the top websites. Essentially what it is doing is creating an ordered list with an anchor tag in it. So what I'm going to do instead is, since we're also going to be talking about images, let's do both at the same time for our recipe page. So if we check out what we have, I have created 2 generated images by ChatGPT. Thank you. One of our ingredients and one of our final product. So let's first make sure that they're in the correct directory, right? Day 42. I've downloaded them, right here. And I want to put them in this folder. I also want to rename them so I can easily put the name in my code. Let's rename it. It's me. Here it is, rename. This one is called pancake, and this one will be called ingredients. Okay, great. We might have that backwards, but hey, let's go ahead and go into our code. So let's put the ingredient right underneath, right image. So what I have here is an image tag where the source is our PNG pancake file, when it should be our, I haven't fixed this yet. That's okay. There we go. Let's first see if that's the right image. But as you can see, we have a source, an alternate text, and a width and a height. Now, I probably could be doing this with style, but for now, let's see what it looks like when it's centered. Right? Is that the right word? It could be. Anyway. SCR equals pancake. PNG. It's pancake or pancakes? Pancake. Right. Oops. See if it will autocomplete again. There we go. Okay, so save. Let's check out our page and see if it loads the image. It does not. Pancake. PAN. Sometimes we put things backwards. That's all right. Another mistake or learning. Okay, refresh that, and there you go. So that is actually our final product, and it looks like it's not aligned with the rest of the stuff, so let's not center it and switch this to our ingredients. So let's just grab this. Let's put it at the top, and then let's also put it at the bottom. Put something in there called enjoy. So instead, we will put our ingredients image, and let's get rid of center. Should be it. So because the size auto completed, you can definitely manipulate the size based off of the width of your web page, but that is going to be in our advanced CSS. So let's see how that turned out. Now there is an add-on for VS Code that allows you to view the image afterwards. Okay, let's put this underneath ingredients, just for the sake of the hierarchy. All you web designers out there are probably cringing that I don't have something that's made and designed before we start coding. Typically that's what you should be doing. But here we go. We have ingredients. We're going to make this recipe, and there are our images. Maybe this should not be. What if we centered everything? Anyway, we'll get to CSS later. For now, those are our images. So the next part is we are going to create a table of contents, which we can create with our anchor tags using the section class as a reference. So what I mean by that is this. So if we have something called h2 table of contents, right? Just like as if you were to open it up, right? There you go. So I knew exactly what I was trying to do. Right? We have an href and we have an instructions. So if I told you that we could create anchors like this, would you know that you can create links within your page? Check this out. Instructions. Okay, so what this is, it creates an anchor, right? Instructions. And then it creates an anchor here for ingredients. What this does is it creates an anchor that links to that anchor. I'll show you what I mean. So say, for example, you're on your phone and you didn't want to scroll and you wanted to pass all the ads that you typically get on a recipe page. Check this out. So ingredients, oops, takes you down to that page, and instructions should take you down to that section. Instructions. Let's see why instructions is not working. Ingredients, instructions. Okay. Save ingredients, instructions. I spelled it correctly. Maybe there's just not enough space. Anyway, so that's how you do anchor tags. That's how you do a table of contents within the page, and that's how you add images.